Hello and welcome to something completely different for the channel. This is a game called Project Rebirth, and it is a city building game that takes place on the real world map on a 1-to-1 scale. And it is also multiplayer, so actually all of these city icons that you can see here are a city that a player has built. So yeah, everyone shares the same map, which is the world map, and everyone can build on it. As you can see currently, most of the cities are in Europe, but there is some all over the place. Like yeah, some in America here as well, even one here in Brazil. But yeah, basically the idea is that this game is on a 1-to-1 scale, multiplayer, and a massive city builded. And now before we get started, another thing that I have to mention is that this game is actually not even released yet. This is still the demo version. And the only way to get access to the demo version currently is by supporting the developer on Buy Me a Coffee. So yeah, I found the idea of this game quite interesting, so I have done that, and now I have access to the demo. But because this is a demo and the game is not released yet, I do have to say that obviously a lot of things are going to be very incomplete. There will be a bunch of bugs, there will be stuff that will be completely different in the final release of the game. Like for example, here you see this resource doesn't even have an icon. That will definitely be fixed for the release, and probably pretty soon even. So yeah, the release is planned for the end of this year, and the game will be available on Steam. So if you want, you can wishlist it right now. So yeah, anyways, I have already decided on a spot that I want to build in, and that is over here of this coast of France on one of these small islands here. And I think, yeah, I picked out this one just because I think it has a pretty interesting shape. It has a lake up here. And yeah, I think I can make a pretty cool city on it and then afterwards expand to the surrounding islands. So the way you get started is by going ahead, clicking on the right side of the screen over here, and selecting the center. This is your main kind of town center building. So let's just place it like, I guess, around... Actually, maybe I should place it on the coast directly. Yeah, what about like this? Sure, this will work. So yeah, and now that I have placed the center, let's wait for it to update a little bit. I should unlock a bunch of other buildings. So yeah, now you can see I have unlocked a bunch of other buildings that I can place. There is actually quite a few in the game already. If I just hover over all of them, you can see. And there is even sub-buildings of sub-buildings like this. So yeah, there is quite a lot of stuff that can be placed in the game already. But obviously there will be even more for the release. And so we are starting off with 1000 stone, 1000 earth or clay or whatever it's called, 1000 wood and 1000 food, as well as 100 coins and 10 gems apparently, but I think these gems actually won't be here for the release. I think they are just a remnant from before, or maybe they will, I'm not sure honestly. We'll just start off by placing some housing. So if I go ahead and grab the house asset, then okay, you can see that the build area is a little bit bugged right now. That is just a visual bug for now, so just don't worry about that. It's a relatively new bug actually, so hopefully it will be fixed pretty soon. So let's just go ahead and place a house like here. And you should be able to see that this house will give me 4 workers, and -2 food per day and -1 wood per day. And that is per in real life day. So each 24 hours real life. And from that I think you can gather that this is actually quite a slow-paced game, which is actually meant to be played over weeks, months, maybe even years. So yeah, this is a pretty slow-paced game. And I actually really like that it's a slow-paced game. There aren't a lot of games like that right now. But yeah, so the wood and the food are like depleting. Like if I wait enough time, then they will just go to 0. But however, the population is like your workers, you can think of them. I have 4 available workers right now, so if I place something that consumes workers, then I will get less, like they are your available workforce, you can say. So actually let's place just a few more huts. The hut is the small version of the house, so let's just place something like this, and maybe another one like back here, like this. And yeah, you can see that each one of these huts gives me +2 population as well as -1 food per day and -1 wood per day. So okay, now we have 8 population, but we are losing wood and we are losing food. So how do we solve that? I guess let's start with the wood situation. Because for this build theme, there's actually 3 different biomes currently. That might be more on release, maybe not, maybe yes, I'm not sure. But currently, there are 3 themes. There is a stone themed one that uses stone for all of the buildings. There's a clay or earth themed one that uses this resource for all of the buildings, which is kind of a desert theme. I quite like it actually. And then there is the wood theme, which uses wood for all of the buildings. And this is the one that we are playing right now. So yeah, we will need quite a lot of wood production, and the way that we get it is by first going to resources and placing a woodcutter. And yeah, you can see a visual bug here, ignore that, just select it again. And we can place a woodcutter like over here, for example. I will connect it up to the roads later, and then from the woodcutter you can place a bunch of additional buildings, like nurseries, for example. There we have the visual bug again, but yeah, if you just select it again, it will work. So I can place like a nursery here, and let's just place a few actually. Okay, so yeah, I just placed a little logging area like this, and now you can see I have only 2 available workers left, and I am producing 57 wood per day. So now let's just take care of the food situation, and there is a few ways that you can do that. I just hover over the food, you can see there is a field, there is a fishery, which has additional buildings to it, there is a windmill, but you need wheat for that. And there's a bakery as well. Actually, you can just read the descriptions. So yeah, the windmill grinds grains into flour, and then you can use the flour and the bakery to bake bread and give your city food. But yeah, that is kind of quite expensive. So for now, I guess let's just go ahead and make a field. And I think a good place to make the field would be over here behind this wood production area. And yeah, so the way that placing a lot of stuff in the game that is with areas and with paths like roads works is with nodes like this. So you just have an area or a path, and then afterwards you click the check mark and the field will place. And then in the field I can select what I want to produce. Let's just produce potatoes for now, because potatoes are purely food. If I was to select grain, then that would produce grain, which is different. Windmills will consume grain, and yeah, I just explained it basically, so not gonna explain it again. And if I was to select sheep, that will produce a little bit of food, but it will also produce wool. And wool can be used by the tailor building to make some clothes. But yeah, so this is for now producing plus 2.5 food per day, which is actually not enough. We need just a little bit more. We need 1.5 more, so let's place another field. Okay, and so now we have a functioning little town. We have just 0.1 workers available right now, so we basically consumed all of the available workers, and we will need to place more housing in order to get more. But yeah, you can see that now we are producing actually a little bit more food than we need and a lot more wood than we need, which is good. Yeah, so now the next little thing that I want to do is connect stuff up with roads, because there is a road stop in here. It is under infrastructure. Paths are for free, but roads cost stone to place. So I can just go ahead and start drawing out a path, if it lets me. It's a little bit buggy still, but yeah. And then I can just adjust it with nodes, and you can see that it makes a nice looking curve on its own, which is a really cool feature of this game. Oh yeah, I just placed a road and a path as well. So a road is made of stone, just like this. It looks quite nice in my opinion. And the path is a little dirt path, just like this. So I just placed one that goes to these 2 nurseries over here, and also goes along the fields. But yeah, so we are now out of available workers, so I need to place a little bit more housing to fix that. Yeah, just a few more houses now, and I also placed a few paths throughout them, and I can actually even show you some decoration. So there is this decor tab here, and you can place tables, statues, fountains, and even parks. So yeah, let's just place a few tables in here, like for example on this corner, I guess. Maybe also one like behind this house. Yeah, sure. And yeah, so now we have 6 vodkas available again, and I think that I will spend all of that on producing even more wood. Oh yeah, now we are once again out of available workers, and we do not have enough wood anymore to place more housing. So, in the version of the game after the release, now I would have to wait. I would have to wait a few days to be able to place more housing and progress slowly just like that. But since this is the demo and it's still filled with bugs, there is actually a thing that we can do still. If I just go ahead and place another nursery over here, you can see that each one of these nurseries actually needs 1 worker, but I have 0.5 workers. So why am I able to place this one still? Well, that's because population can actually still go negative, and that can be abused, simply said. So yeah, just to progress just a bit quicker, I will be abusing that a little bit. Eventually I will even out the population. I don't want it to stay negative the whole time, but for now, just to get a bit more wood production going, to get started just a bit quicker, I will just keep placing a few more wood production buildings and going into negative population. But I should also mention that there is also storage buildings in the game, so you can't just store as many resources as you want. If I hover over the wood, you can see that I currently have a capacity of 522 wood. So there are currently 2 different storage buildings in the game. There is one for just wood. This is the log pile and it can store 100 wood. But there is also the warehouse, which looks like this. I can't actually afford to place one right now. But in the warehouse you can basically configure it to store any resource you want and as much of it as you want. This center is also a storage building. This is just your storage to get started with, and you can see that if I want to store more wood I can adjust it like this. If I want to store more food, for example, I can just adjust it like this. You get the idea basically. And the warehouse looks just like this and works in the same way. So yeah, let's just get back to placing more wood production.
So complicated, don't mess it up. Feeling frustrated, it ain't enough to fix it all. If you're gonna break me, I know I won't stay. I don't wanna wait here, you push me away. If you're gonna choose, you don't know what to do. I don't wanna lose you, but don't wanna lose me too.
Okay, and so now I'm actually out of wood. And unlike population, wood actually cannot go negative, so I cannot place any more of these. But yeah, this is a pretty nice looking area. Let me just exit build mode so that it looks a bit nicer without the white build blinds. So yeah, a bit of a logging area with some processing facilities like souths over here. And yeah, so the town will be over here for now, just a few buildings for now, but it will expand quite a lot. And actually I think I should show you what is possible in this game, because I have been playing it for a little while now, and I want to actually show one of my previous cities. So yeah, one of my previous cities is right over here, and it was a massive city, but yeah, I ended up stopping building it. So yeah, you can see that there is a massive road network all over the place over here. You can see all of these roads all the way from up here, and this island is kind of the main central hub for this city. You can see that there's a lot of fields over here. There's also a quarry here. This is how quarries look. This is how you get stone, and there's also a clay pit. This is how you get clay. And yeah, so this is the actual city itself. So yeah, the game is a bit slow to load it all in. It will probably be a lot better optimized on release, but for now it's just like this. But yeah, you can see that the city is quite large. And this big building over here, this is a university actually. So yeah, this is what is possible in this game, building all kinds of ports with ships. And also, by the way, once you place a port, trading unlocks. You can actually trade resources with other players. And if you have more ships and bigger ships, then the trading becomes cheaper, because transporting the resources will cost coins, which is this resource over here. And yeah, you can also see over here that similar to the area I just built, there is a few logging areas over here as well. And there was also this island over here that is that has got quite a lot of logging on it, and also a smaller port on it. And there is also bridges in the game, as you can see, these kind of wooden bridges. There's also this island that I never ended up finishing, but yeah, you can see the kind of basic idea for it. I also had a pretty large park like this over here, so this kind of stuff is also possible to build. So yeah, well, that is Project Rebearth. And actually, yeah, I'm gonna show off some other themes to you as well, because this is the wood theme that you are seeing right now. This over here, this is another one of my cities. I also didn't end up finishing it, but yeah, I guess no city is ever finished, and this one is built in the clay theme, which is kind of the deserty type theme. So yeah, you can see that once it loads in, you will be able to see that all of the buildings are completely different. It is a completely new asset set, I guess you can say. And they are, well, desert themed buildings. So yeah, this also looks quite nice. As you can see, this is the port for this theme. It also has some ships. So yeah, and the third theme is the stone themed one. I actually don't know if there is a large stone themed city that I can show off right now. There probably is one somewhere, but I don't know all of them just off the top of my head, obviously. I guess I can show this one over here. This is kind of a new city. It just got started a few days ago by a new supporter, a new member. And yeah, you can see that there is a bunch of clay pits over here, because it needs a lot of stone. But yeah, so there is a city like this. And for the stone theme, the huts look like this. Is there a house somewhere as well? I don't think so. But yeah, this is a fishery. You can get fish that also produces food. This is a sheep pen. This is what happens if you set the field to sheep. This is also a port, so he has actually already unlocked trading, which is nice to see. And there's this really nice town hall building as well. So yeah, this is the stone theme. A lot of people actually prefer the stone theme, I think. I have heard some people say that they like it a lot. But yeah, I like the wood theme the most, I think. So yeah, well, that is Project Rebirth. Yeah, that is basically the whole gist of the game. You basically build, expand, and get resources and trade with other players and make a big sprawling city. And actually, if I go into build mode, you can see that this is the starting build area that you start off with, and it is obviously possible to expand. If I go to the defense tab, there is towers and water towers. Water towers are just basically towers, but they can be placed on top of water. So if I was to place a tower, I can't even afford one right now, and it will consume coins as well. It will expand my build area by the same size circle as this one is. So if I was to place it on the very edge, then my build area would go kind of like over here roughly. So yeah, it is possible to expand your build area, but for that you need coins, and yeah, basically it's a resource management game. But you can see that the build area is actually really large that you start off with. You can see that this whole island that I am building on currently only takes up a very small part of this whole build area. And if I zoom in, then you can see that I have even taken up a really small part of the whole island that I'm building on. So yeah, space is basically not gonna be an issue. You don't really need to worry about the fact that all the people are playing on the same map. There will be enough space for everyone. Obviously, all of the best build spots, like where major cities are in real life and stuff like that, they will kind of be first come first served, but yeah, you get the idea. There will be enough space for everyone. But yeah, for now I'm out of wood, so and yeah, I just hovered over here. You can actually see that it is still a browser game, but yeah, for the release it will be on Steam. It is just the demo that is still a browser version, and it will be downloadable, and yeah, it will not be a browser game basically. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so for now I'm basically out of resources, so I need to come back maybe like tomorrow or something to keep building. So yeah, that will be it for this episode. Please let me know what you think of this game if you want to see more of it. I quite like playing it, so I will probably upload more videos of it anyways. But yeah, let me know what you think. There will also be a link to its Steam page if you want to wishlist it, as well as a link to the community Discord if you want to join that, all in the description of the video, so yeah, check that if you are interested in the game. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.